Hi everybody, it's Stephanie. Welcome to my channel. So lately I have been seeing this trend going around where bakers are buying store-bought sheet cakes and they're turning them into something amazing and beautiful. I'm not sure where it originally started, but I did see Quality Pops and the icing artist do it. So I wanted to do it myself, but put my own spin on it. And since I have been enjoying dot art lately, I am going to make a lovely Rapunzel cake made with the Buttercream dot art style. And also, I am giving away a Fancy Sprinkles Cakesicle kit. This kit is so cute. The winner will receive 2 bags of easy candy. You'll also get a container of Fancy Sprinkles and also this very cute Cakesicle round mold, which you can put Oreos in or also cake pop filling or whatever you like. And also it comes with 8 Cakesicle sticks. To enter, all you have to do is leave a comment below and also send an email to sugarhighscorecontest@gmail.com and be sure to tell me your name and address so I know where to send it. And this is for the US only. All right, let's get started on this beautiful cake. It's actually much easier than you think. Let's get going. Okay, so I went to the closest grocery store to me and I picked up this very pretty sheet cake. It was already so cute, but I thought I could definitely improve the look of it. I did notice when I was opening it up that it was still frozen, so condensation was forming on it and it got on the board and made it all wet and kind of gross looking. But it was fine. I would still totally eat this cake, but I can definitely make it look better, so let's fix it. So first I'm gonna take off all of this frosting. And their frosting was actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised, but I wanted it to be purple since I am making Rapunzel. So let's get all of this frosting taken off. And since the board was wet, I needed to move it over onto something nicer. So I picked this white plate that I already have. So I made my own buttercream frosting, and it is a meringue frosting that I flavored with a little bit of lemon extract. And I'm using this piping tip that I got from Wilton that makes it super easy to cover sheet cakes evenly. And I've had this piping tip for like a million years. And I'm smoothing the cake out with a large offset spatula and also my extra tall icing scraper. It does not have to be perfect here. Just get it kind of smooth on the sides because most of the top is going to be covered with our beautiful Rapunzel. All right, so here I have a backwards drawing of Rapunzel that I traced onto a piece of parchment paper. So I'm taping that down to my surface and then I'm going to place a piece of acetate on top of that and then I am taping it down too. And this is how I'm getting the image over onto my cake. So I have a piping bag of brown colored piping gel, and you can color it any color you want or just use clear or whatever works for you. And I am tracing the image onto the acetate with the piping gel. And you'll want to use a very small piping tip, like a number 1 or even smaller than that. Try to go pretty thin with the piping gel. Okay, now that we have the image piped onto the piece of acetate, I'm going to flip it over and then gently press it onto my cake. And just barely run your hand over it very, very lightly because you don't want to spread out that piping gel too much. And then when you pull this acetate off, you have the image left there on the cake. And this is something I learned like a really long time ago, like on day 1 of cake decorating class. And another way to get the image onto a cake is to use a projector, which I do have, but I know a lot of people don't have projectors, so I wanted to show this way too. Okay, let's move on to the fun part, the piping. I am using a Wilton tip number 2 to pipe the dots, and I like to start out by outlining the entire image, but you can do it in any order that you like. It does look better if you get the dots as close as you can so that you can't see any of the purple showing through. And also, I switched to American buttercream frosting for this part. I found it to be easier to pipe than the meringue frosting, and if I needed to thin it out, I could do so very easily. For the hair, I piped different shades of yellow and brown, and don't forget that American buttercream darkens over time. So actually, I got the hair a little bit too dark. Another tip is to be sure to not overfill your piping bags. Just use a small amount at a time so that there's less pressure on your hands. This is a time-consuming process, so be sure to give yourself a lot of time. I have about 4 hours of footage of this, so I guess that's how long it took me. And one more thing while I'm piping, if you are new here, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I have a bunch of videos planned coming up very soon that you don't want to miss out on. All right, most of my piping is finished, so let's move on to some details. I have switched out to black frosting and I put on the tiniest little piping tip I could find, and I'm just piping some little wispy eyelashes. All right, her dress has some ruffles right along the edge here, so I am using a Wilton tip number 103 to pipe a little row of ruffles right along the edge. I think that looks so cute. And let's clean up the sides with a beautiful shell border. I am using a star tip to do this, and you can get one from Wilton. And the sprinkles I'm using here are my fancy sprinkles. These are so cute. I'm just going to sprinkle them along the edge to stick right into that border. All right, after the sprinkles, I went ahead and popped this into the refrigerator to harden up. And then I wanted to add one more detail, so I'm dusting on some pink color dust onto her cheeks. And you can easily do this when the buttercream frosting is cold, and so it won't damage your cake at all. And there we go, all finished with my beautiful Rapunzel cake. I have really enjoyed making this dot art style cake, and I hope that you all have learned a little bit about cake decorating and how to turn a cute sheet cake into something amazing. And if you guys have any ideas for me, please let me know down in the comment section. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.